I put out a question asking for your comments on the current Rolex market. Here are my replies. So the first question is, sub or Datejust for first Rolex and why? That is a great question. Oh, for me personally, I think it has to be the Submariner. I think it's the best all-round Rolex. You will never be disappointed buying that watch. You'll never look at it in any situation you want it to work and be disappointed with what you're wearing. It's that go-to watch. Wear it for dinner, wear it for sport, for work, whatever you do, that is the watch. Datejust, I love the Datejust watch, 41, fluted Wimbledon Jubilee, but for me it's not a daily. And your first watch, and the way the current market is, you should be looking for your daily, and that can only be the Submariner Steel. Why doesn't the Coke GMT get more love, and will we see a new release Coke GMT in 2024 or 2025? The second part is, where do you get your shirts? Are they 100% cotton and available in black? So I'll do the first bit first. We don't see that many Coke GMTs of the older one, the discontinued one, the pre-ceramic. I really like that watch. The pre-ceramic market is soft. That's why you won't see any at LWC. We've had some really nice collectible full sets, and I mean every mortal thing with it, with service pedigree and everything from Rolex, and they are a slow seller. The new release is something I would love to see. I think I said last year my predictions for this year's releases at Watches and Wonders that I would like to have seen a Coke. I think until Rolex have overcome the manufacturing problems with the colour red, you guys will not see the Coke, which is why there's rumours of the current Pepsi being discontinued. I think it'd be a great watch, and I think actually it'd outsell the Pepsi. And then that's the second part. They are available in black, but I can only wear white. It's part of my brand, it's who I am, and obviously I cannot tell you where I get my white shirts from. It's a trade secret. Nothing is more infuriating than a watch dealer wearing their stock and advertising it as unworn. If pictures of the watch include it worn on the wrist, it is not unworn, and price should reflect accordingly. So obviously this particular viewer here has seen a lot on social media. I know a lot of dealers out there, they'll show watches unworn, brand new, and they've got them for their Instagram posts or Facebook or social medias unworn. I do get his point. Categorically, yes, the watch has been on the wrist. Does that mean it's not unworn? Bit of a difficult one for me, really. You will never see us wearing any of our brand new unworn watches. Obviously I wear mine as my daily. So this is my personal watch. You know, I've paid for this out of my personal money. It's not a stock watch. It's not something that I would ever, you know, wear if it was a stock watch. Some dealers out there do like to wear their watches and advertise them. If they class them as worn or unworn, that's their choice. It's not something we do at LWC, because everything that we sell as brand new unworn is 1,000,000% brand new and unworn. Next question, you only speak about the Datejust 41. Can you give your thoughts on the Datejust 36mm, please? So we have actually spoke about 36 before. The reason we don't speak about it that much is because it's less desired in the marketplace. It's certainly a unisex size. You know, I've nothing against the 36mm personally or LWC. It's now become a watch that both men and ladies wear. Men with small wrists, or certainly a ladies watch depending on the dial. Lighter dials for the ladies and darker dials for the men's. I think it's a cracking watch. Price-wise, you know, they are a little bit strong in the market, I think, compared to the 41, but certainly one that is extremely popular. Do you think Rolex is getting adventurous with their new dials such as the puzzle and the bubbles? It's like all watch brands are trying to do something different, like a Travis Scott AP collaboration. What's next? Is it losing its simplicity? So yeah, I do get your point actually. I think Rolex is obviously a bit more old school than some of the other brands out there for like AP and what have you. But I do like what they're doing. I think it's slightly different. You know, I think if people, it's one of those things where if Rolex stayed the way they were and didn't like create different models or dials, then people would say they were a bit boring, a bit stuck in the mud. You really can't win. Personally, I think it's that I'm a dial guy. I love dials. I think dials make a watch personally. You could have different dials in the same watch, and you know, some of them to me are not that appealing than other ones are. So definitely for me, I'm a dial guy. I like what they're doing. Do I agree with some of the combinations? Not 100%. Are you buying something rare? Yes. Are you buying something that's going to go up in value over time? Yes. But personally, I think Rolex do need to keep changing, otherwise everybody would get pretty much bored. I currently have a sub 116610LN for you guys out there. It's a 40mm sub date, and a Daytona 16520 black dial in my collection. What do you think is the best next watch for me to add? So if that's your only two watches, I would certainly look at something, unless you want the sports professional, getting like a dress watch or something to add to that. If you do like sports professional, I would recommend something like a GMT. They're extremely popular watches for us. Then you've got your choices. Do you like the steel and gold? By the looks of it, you like the steel, so I would probably choose a Batman, Batgirl, Pepsi, Oyster, Jubilee, something like that, or the new Sprite, Oyster or Jubilee. That's definitely nice to add to your collection. By the looks of it, you also like the pre-ceramics, so the discontinued ones. So possibly you've got a few choices there for the new modern ones. If you wanted something sort of discontinued, do you know what it is? You could add like a no date to that. I think that'd be a really good choice. Steel, no date. Go for the discontinued 40mm, the 1.4 reference or the 114 reference. That'd be a great choice. But yeah, it all depends if you've got any more watches. But if you've only got those two and you like sports professionals, sub no date, 1,000,000%. I'm getting offered old Pandas at 18k. Chrono is wrong and you know it. What? I mean, really? Old Pandas at 18k? Can you show me where you're getting offered these watches, please? If it's the recently discontinued 116 reference, I will buy them all day at that sort of money. We are paying more as dealers, we are selling more as dealers. To give you an idea, we're paying over 20k for that watch minimum, depending on any year offered out there. We're selling between 24 and 26k, 26 for the brand new 123 models. If it's a pre-ceramic, the 116 reference, you might be in the money there, but it wasn't really referred to as the Panda, the earlier one. The latest one is referred to more as the Panda, and if the ceramic, I will buy all of them all day long at that money. Good question this. What was the first luxury watch you owned and first one you sold? The first watch I ever bought, the first luxury watch I ever bought, was a Breitling Chronomat Evolution. I paid £2,500 for it back in 2014. I actually sold it for a profit, which is why the business started. The original reason why LWC started purely because of this watch. I have a love affair for Breitling. My father used to wear Breitlings, which is why that was my first watch, because like all you do as sons, you tend to follow in your father's footsteps. And for me personally, that's why I bought it. But looking back now, what a move I made. It literally started the LWC journey. What do you think the prices of the old Paul Newman Oyster Flex long term? Good investment. We don't like to use the word investment. I think it's really important out there. We don't sell the word investment to our clients when they're buying. We will sell a watch on live market prices. We will say what we think is good value. We won't stock it. If we don't think it's good value, we will not put it in the cabinet or put it on the website. Simple as that. We obviously have our margin to make. I think it's a very rare watch. It's a very rare dial. I've got one here to show you. This is the new Paul Newman, the new reference to 126. But the original one obviously has the red chronograph hand. I think it's a cracking watch, that. I think it really is. It's got a bit more identity than the new one. This obviously has the new bezel insert. It's got the new movement. It's got the new case back. Got the new clasp. Some really nice changes there. But I think it's like everything. I think it's a much more refined looking watch, but the original Paul Newman is the original OG. And for me personally, that's where the character is. I think it is a good long-termer, but I don't want to say the word investment because in today's market, you should always buy what you like, wear what you like, and enjoy what you like. If it goes down a few pounds, it's not the end of the world. Do you enjoy the simplicity of wearing primarily one watch, or do you sometimes get the itch? That's a really good question actually, because as a watch dealer, you watch every watch dealer on YouTube, pretty much every watch dealer you'll know will have a different watch on all the time. But you've got to remember, I've been in this industry for quite some time now, over 9 years, and I've pretty much worn and owned all these watches that I've got in the cabinet here. I've fallen in love with this watch, and I think also because of my YouTube journey, the journey of LWC, you know, it's become a special thing for me. And I don't have the itch to wear anything else. I do have other watches in my collection. I do have other ones that come in and I think, oof, that's nice. That's a really nice watch. For example, actually, I've got this one here and I really like this watch. I'm tempted to add this to my collection. I've got to be honest, the stunning 18 karat rose gold discontinued baguette sundust dial. What a watch. Would I buy it? Yes. Would I wear it? Yes. Would I daily it? No. I'd probably wear more of a special occasion watch. For me, I really enjoy this. And for a dealer, you ask any watch dealer out there to wear the same watch for over a year and daily it, and I genuinely daily this watch, is quite unheard of. But I absolutely love this watch. But for me personally, I wouldn't mind adding it to my collection, but would I use it as a daily? And the answer is no. One big watch, your Pikachu, for example, or Day, or three, so 2 subs and 1 GMT. That's a difficult one for me. It depends where you are in your watch journey life. If you're starting out in your watch journey life, I would say more than 1 watch because you'll get bored quite quickly. I think you'll want to change. So I'd definitely say 3 watches if you're starting your watch journey. If you've had a few watches, you know, you're quite deep in the rabbit hole of watch collecting and watch buying, I would say 1 big watch because, and without sounding awful, you've had a few of the ones I've got in the cabinet here. You're looking for that level up. You're wanting to scratch that itch. And for me personally, you have to go up in price, unfortunately. So I would say 1 big watch if you're a mad watch guy. What will the new Daytona models do to the prices of the old ones? Historically, in answer to your question, they will recede back slightly, but we're talking about the Daytona range, and they are the hardest model to get out of Rolex. I'm sure you guys know, which is why a lot of you go to the grey markets, choose your Daytona. You will not get it from your ID unless you're spending a lot of money. The new ones come out, they'll be overinflated as they tend to be. They'll settle back down a little bit. So for me personally, they will slightly affect it, but over time, they will not affect the models whatsoever. So next question, if you have a small wrist, can you buy a Daytona with an oyster bracelet? Yes, you can. All Daytonas come with an oyster bracelet. I assume you meaning oyster as in the bracelet type, not the oyster flex. Yes, you can. Depending on your wrist size, we've sized them all the way down to, I'm going to say about 5.5 inches, somewhere around there. I'm pretty much sure you won't be smaller than that. Small guys or ladies, normally about 6 inches, somewhere around that. It's normally about 3 links removed, just to let you guys know. So you get 12.5 on a Rolex Daytona. But yeah, I mean, if you've got a wrist smaller than 5.5 inches, you might struggle. It might wear a bit loose, but really, I mean, that is a super small wrist. So yeah, you'll be absolutely fine. This is an interesting question, actually. With the crypto market rising, do you think that'll positively impact the watch price in 2024? I'm not involved in the crypto market. We do accept crypto as a payment gateway on our website. We don't do much for crypto, to be honest with you. It's not a market I really want to become that involved in. I don't think the watch market should be propped up with crypto personally. I think the genuine buyers out there, the genuine clients, you know, people that have done well in their lives, they've earned them when they've paid their taxes. You know, that's our normal day-to-day client. The crypto market is such a different world for us. I'm not saying in years to come, you know, it won't have a massive effect on our industry, but for me personally, I think what happened, you know, recently was quite a superficial thing. One of the reasons why the watch market went boomed up. But yeah, obviously that's one of the reasons it did actually go down as well, but it's only a small percentage. So for me personally, I don't think it'll affect the watch market that much. Next question, can't decide between a Rolex Submariner or a Rolex Cedarwell 43. Help me decide. Will be my first Rolex. Current watch is a Breitling Super Ocean 2 Chrono. Okay, Breitling Super Ocean 2 Chrono. I'm sure that's like a 44mm watch from memory. I might be wrong. I'm sure it's quite a bigger watch. If you like the bigger watch, Cedarwell 43, 1,000,000%. If you want something touch small, still a decent size though, 41mm, Submariner no date, 1,000,000%. Which one would you choose if you have only one choice? Tattoo, Rolex, and coffee. So I don't know, it's quite a good question actually that. So I don't know if you mean kind of like, if you could only have one thing. I do love coffee. And I do sell Rolexes, and I do like tattoos. That's a difficult one really. What would mean the most to me, I suppose, really? Tattoos are very personal. Coffee's an indulgence, you could live without that if you had to. Rolex watches, again, you know, as beautiful as they are, and I'm absolutely in love with them. Again, could you live without a Rolex? Yeah. Tattoos for me are more personal, so I've probably got tattoos. I'm considering the two-tone GMT GRNR and the CHNR. So for you guys that don't know, the GRNR is the steel and yellow gold. This is the new GRNR, the 18 karat yellow gold, stainless steel, Jubilee bracelet. Such a nice watch. Two-tone bezel, iconic, bit of a nod to the old school. Really, really solid in the marketplace now in the 16s and settled there for a while, going up slightly actually. And then you've got the root beer, which is the rose gold version on the oyster bracelet. The rose gold root beer is our best-selling GMT for you guys out there of 2023. Pilgrims do not see that many of these. It all depends on the look that you want. Personally, if I had to choose, it would be this one. I would choose the GRNR. I think for me personally, it's such a nice watch, but you guys obviously love the root beer more, but me personally, I'd choose this. What watch around the $12,000 US range, does not have to be a Rolex, instantly comes to mind when you think of an heirloom quality timepiece? Looking to build a collection of heirlooms for my kids one day. I already have an Explorer one and an Everose Oysterflex Yachtmaster. $12,000 US, I'm going to guess around about 10,000 UK pounds, Great British pounds. The first watch that comes to mind, and I'm not even looking at what you've already got there, would be the Explorer 2, the Polar. We sell loads of them at LWC. I think they are cracking watches for 10k. Bear in mind the retail is 8,100 Great British pounds. I think personally, I love that watch. You guys that watch channel love that watch. There are some people out there that don't like it, and it does split opinions, but personally, I think it's such a nice watch. Be a nice addition, something different to your other watches. With the current market being very much in favour of those buying, would you recommend holding off selling at the moment, or do you see prices moving that much in the future? Thanks. Very good question. It is a buyer's market out there. We do cover that in our other videos. Could the market still come down more? Yes, it could. Will it? Definitely on some models, probably not on others, and the really sought after, definitely not on others. It's a really difficult one. If you don't need the money, do not sell. If you're looking to liquidate some watches to get some money back in, 100% take the money now, not in January or February, because there's a good chance you might lose a tiny amount on some of the watches that you've actually got in your collection. If you're looking at moving on for other watches that are coming through from Rolex, some of your new purchases, definitely move them on now. I think it's a good move. You know, the market is still busy, it's very buoyant. I know you're not getting the prices of old, but it is a buyer's market. And the one good thing, if you sell now and buy something straight away with that money, you're still buying at the same sort of price that's relative in the current market. So if you sell low, you're still buying low. So for me personally, I would sell. And finally, what is more rare? White gold day-date meteorite or Eisenkiesel, I think they call it. Really hard to pronounce, sorry for being my slow pronunciation. Ever Rose, both baguette indices only, both beautiful watches. For me, I just think the Meteorite carries that bit more prestige, that bit more uniqueness, that bit more rarity. You know, it's definitely one that we see within the trade charts, we see online, we see requests from you guys that follow the channel looking to buy. Very, 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 very rarely will I see the Eisenkiesel dial be requested. Very rare, but I'll see a lot of requests for the Meteorite in the day dates, in the Pepsis and in the Daytonas. So in answer to your question, Meteorite, 1,000,000%.